Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. J and Spike, streaming live from, you guessed it, Long Island, New York, where the weather is a little humid, but
A little cloudy and humid.
a little humid, but pretty nice.
I'll take it. No snow.
And the stock market is feeling very good today with the major indices all up, including the RUT for a change, slightly up. So we have with us this morning a bunch of people to start the show, and we expect to get a lot more in our live chat group. Join us for our live chat group. Get to know Dan and Jiggly and Sean and Linda and scores of people that are regulars, Kat, and get to know us. We want to get to know you. And we appreciate everybody's ideas because lately a lot of your ideas are better than Dr. J's ideas.
Yes, please give us some good stuff.
In all humility, I'm not making money. I'm not happy with my Novavax and SAVA and CRISPR.
Oh, Jiggly's happy with his SAVA because he went in at 69 and went out at 89. Just
it's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Quick 22%, my friend.
Absolutely. I mean, all these names that I mentioned that I'm not happy with, I was very happy with a month ago.
Right, when you were making money on it.
Yeah, so it's really all about timing. And that's what we're here for, to look at the charts and try to time it a little bit better. So let's see who's here today, beginning with Dan. Oh, TGTX, bad news for TGTX.
Yeah.
Taken to the woodshed and shot. Earnings only $1 billion revenue projected for 2025. Ouch. That hurts. But don't they have some good pipeline, Dan? I mean, we're not in it just for existing pipeline, existing drugs. We're in it for future drugs, lupus and all of that. MS, rather. Lupus is Arenia Pharmaceuticals. One of our other big plays. Jigglypuff is with us today. Oh my goodness, the flip I made on SAVA, in at 69 and out at 89. Life is good, folks. We love you, Dr. J. Jiggly, why didn't you tell me to do that? Next time, share the strategy. Share it with everybody.
Share it.
Share it, because Dr. J is still in it. Sean John. Hello, everyone. Sean is always saying good morning, but I guess it's the afternoon, so he just says hello. Very polite fellow. Patrick is talking. Savas Remy is the only biotech CEO who dared to argue with the FDA, lost that argument, and later his company too, but I admire his balls of steel. Interesting.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Chris R. is gearing up for earnings. What is that, Thursday?
For Bcrx, yeah, it's this week.
Bought some more Bcrx yesterday, says Chris. Gearing up for the earnings report.
Yes.
Sean,
it's in the big run-up. Maybe there'll be one after.
I'm loving AMD. I'm loving it too, even though I don't have any money on it. I still love it. It's a tremendous company.
Interest. Yeah, sorry about that, Sean.
And Jiggly is still looking for an entry point on Bcrx.
Now.
And Sean says, I want to get in DMTK.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that one in a little while.
That one is about 33. It was as high as 80.
We should actually list that one.
Jiggly has got a buy on DMTK now 30. Might just get it, Jiggly. Oh, you already own a bunch. Okay. Arenia Pharmaceuticals
Did you
on
keep any of that?
Thursday. Should we stay in or sell before the ER? I think Arenia is all about a buyout. I don't think it's about earnings. Although certainly at some point, if they don't get bought out, it will be about earnings. So, you know, as Jake said, he doesn't want to be in it as they commercialize and as they metamorphosize into a commercial company from an R&D company. So,
That's what he said about Bcrx too.
Yeah, so if you're relying on earnings, maybe this is not the play. I think on SAVA, I was just catching a throwing knife and got lucky, says Jiggly.
Except that company had good news.
Jiggly, what does Dr. J always say? It's better to be lucky than smart. Definitely. You're better off being lucky than smart. Sounds by Ramley. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Sean, Jan, Dan, what are some leukemia drug companies? Yeah, there's a bunch of those, including Geron, and we could name a few others. All the immunotherapy companies, practically all of them, have leukemia drugs. So there's a bunch of them. Sean has a personal interest. Two of my long-term holdings, says Sounds by Ramley, had bad news today.
Not necessarily bad. We have to look.
Yeah, CEMI and APDN. I hope it's good news. Jiggly, did Arjun and the other guy retire? I forgot his name.
His name is Jake.
TDOC is a drug for leukemia. PDUFA 3/25/22. Wow. There's a PDUFA into next year. Sean agrees. RMF Consulting. What are we going to do with Bcrx? 2 days to earnings. We'll talk about it.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
I think we write some calls and write some puts. How's that? We'll take a look at the strategy. What happened to
strategies?
Well, I didn't comb my hair. That's what happened.
Well, yeah, what do you mean? He's right here.
Yeah. All I've done is writing wedding
we kept the two ugliest ones.
We're really on Arjun today.
I think you might be talking about Alex. Alex is a pretty good-looking guy.
Is Hood a buy? Robin Hood might be a million going to 100. Maybe.
But just as good as, say, AMC is a buy.
Yeah. So, look, I got a bunch of stocks that I just advertised. I want to get to the charting. What are some of them? Beam, like Longeveron, Penn, CRISPR, ALBO, Innovis, VFF, Bcrx, SAVA, CRTX, a few others. So let's see how many of these we can actually do. NSAVE, right? Jackie gave us NSAVE, and I said it's going to go to a dime and then collapse, and more or less did that.
Well, yeah, went to 13 cents and then relaxed.
I want to start. Well, I should start by getting rid of any comments, right?
Yes. Well, Dan's got a strategy. Might as well show it.
Dan's strategy: sell Bcrx at 18 on Thursday. Wait for a pullback. Jiggly needs fresh meat. No CVM or ATHX.
Hey.
No CVM or ATHX. We've been banned from doing them.
Yeah, just as well. Although CVM is showing a little bit of backbone.
Yeah. And ATHX coming sliding right back down from 165 back down to 145. It's a wonderful stock to own. Makes you nuts.
if you're in need of agita, buy more ATHX.
Yeah. I used to have enough to wallpaper my house, but I sold it all.
About agita?
No,
with that pop out where you throw up everywhere and you spin.
The Russell is the least, the poorest performer of the indices, but
It's in a rut.
It is up 0.28% to 220.57, and it is above, trading right now above the 9. And let's see, if the trading range is 207 to 234, that's 27 points, 13 or 14, about 220, where it is now is the middle of the trading range, just about exact. So we're looking at the middle of the trading range on the IWM, which attracts the Russell. And I drew from middle of May, I drew a trend line till July 6th, and now it's clearly violated that trend line, and it was an upward trend line. Now it is basing and retesting at some point the lows, bouncing to the middle of the range. So the Russell does not look very strong to me. It looks like it wants to trade right now from the bottom of the range to the middle of the range. And that is not very strong. So we have a weak Russell compared to everything else. How meaningful is that? I think it's very meaningful personally. I think we will, with a break of 234, I think the overall market will explode like we've never seen it. And I think with a break below 207, 204 maybe, you're going to have the opposite happen. So I do think it's very, very meaningful. We've been in this trading range for 7 months now, right? 8 months almost. Well, January on. So it's August now, 7 months. 7 months of basically going nowhere. I wouldn't say going nowhere. If you bought it at the low and sold it at the high, you made 15%, which isn't bad. But if you held it to where it is now from, let's say, the middle of January, you're probably up 4 or 5% on the IWM. Not too tremendous. Let's skip ATHX or Jiggly will shoot me.
Right. Do you want to go to our favorite Bcrx first?
I already clicked Novus.
Okay.
And Novus.
Novus you're picking out of all the plays. It's interesting.
Well, Novus is one that everybody was high on, and when the air got let out of the balloon, it went all the way down.
There's still some there. It's similar to the CVM story, probably even more so.
Yeah, I think there's certainly hopes that they will go on to a phase 3. I think very strong hopes. In fact, I think they will do a phase 3. And they have probably enough cash to do so, at least one of them.
Well, they did an offering in the 40s.
They'll probably have to do the Alzheimer's as opposed to the Parkinson's, but what are you going to do? Que sera? I would rather they did the Parkinson's phase 3 for selfish reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, clearly, it's forming a new base, a new trading range. We're not going to see this gap filled for quite some time. The close of 43.50. I don't see well, maybe we will. The close of 43.50. We almost did we hit it? We hit it? No. We hit 43.20. Just missed it. That was yesterday. So yeah, I think we will fill this gap and maybe test the 100. But I think between the 100 and the 200 is where it will trade until we get news about a phase 3.
That's coming sometime in the fall, right?
I'm thinking new trading range, $33 till about $55. That's
a nice range.
Yep. You could still make money trading between, in that range.
Mm-hmm.
So no hurry if you're thinking of a novice. If you're thinking of adding, try to add near the 200, where it is today. And hopefully that will be support, hopefully. I think it will be. Where is the 200 today? Let's take a look. The 200 is at 33.51. That looks like very nice support. So my thinking on a novice is buy near 33.51, $34, $35, something like that. Look for a pop to the $49 area. Make some quick, maybe not quick, but make some do-re-mi.
Right.
I think there's money to be made on a novice at these new low levels. Should I click on OPHC, the one that
No, we should look at SAVA just for a comparison purposes.
All right.
Only because
SAVA
still held on to good news, even though it did react in sympathy to Novus, but it recovered faster.
I'm not getting killed at SAVA. I bought it 107 and I added a little in the 80s. And now it's 83. So I'm not happy, but it's not as bad.
This one looks like it's ranging between the 100 and the 50, which is better news.
Yeah. It had a beautiful trend line until back here in July. This was a tip-off that maybe we had some trouble ahead. Made a big new high and collapsed for no apparent reason other than in sympathy with a novice.
Right.
There was really no reason for the big run-up, and there was no reason for the collapse. Both were illogical. So maybe where it's trading now is a more logical place for it to be traded.
Yeah, but it's still got some good moves around here. If you notice the swing in the last 3 days.
Yeah, and this one is not a novice. This one, I think, our only similarity with a novice is the 100 will prove to be, in the case of the novice, resistance. In the case of SAVA, support.
Gotcha.
So there's not much similarity other than the fact that they both collapsed, but one collapsed with better reason than the other. SAVA has far less reason to collapse. The whole group collapsed except for CRXT, which actually I think might have increased in value over a week of the conference. Let's take a look how it did last week. Typing in the wrong symbol, I guess. CRTX.
CRTX, yes.
Yeah. Today it's down 19 pennies to $57. And over the course of the last week, it did go down. Yeah, it went down. It went down from basically the highs of $66. And on Friday, it closed at $56. So it went down $10 or about 20%, not even 20%. So by comparison, this was a stellar performer in the Alzheimer's group. And it's keeping to trend right now. So we could draw a trend line in here. Pretty much holding trend. It's holding sway. So this one on the charts looks much better than the rest of the group. CRTX. And I wanted to look at a regenerative medicine play, stem cell play, that's also has an Alzheimer's drug, Longeveron.
LGVN. Okay.
Yeah, the MSC stem cells that I think that similar to MESO, they're also doing a COVID odds trial, hoping that they have the magic bullet for keeping people off the
Hello, Professor Omar.
ventilators. But they have an Alzheimer's drug in early development as well. I don't know if it's in trials yet, but they're into a lot of different things. But the main thing that they're doing right now is going down every day.
Yeah, it's pre-disastered.
Yeah, so at this point, if you want to enter it, you're probably looking at the May 14th lows. Let's see if I can draw that line. What did I do? I didn't draw it properly, did I? Well, it's roughly, I don't know what I do.
Yeah.
I have lines from who knows where.
Right.
But basically, you're looking at these lows at about 515 for an entry point. So you can get it cheaper. My feeling is it's going to test that and bounce. So the low fives for this one. And any others from the AD play I should look at, or?
I don't know what ARHX is. That's on your list.
I don't know what it is either. It must be a typo.
Okay.
So.
So why don't we then move over to BCRX and talk about that?
BCRX. We can discuss some strategies.
Right, because earnings is in a couple days, and Professor Omar is on. Just so you know.
Hey, Professor Omar, how you doing? Professor Omar's in this for earnings. The only thing that he has left. It looks like it's moving in the right direction on a Cantor Fitzgerald recommendation. They came out with coverage with a $21 target. Buy rating with a $21 target. I think just today.
Really?
Well, what do you know? It's right on trend. It bottomed out today at the trend at this trend line. So it's right on the trend line. It went through the 50, but the trend line held it. And it's got to get past that 9-day, which is now resistance. So it's trading between the trend line and resistance at the 9-day, which is 1673. So 1673 is a short-term goal target. 1673. It's really going to depend on the earnings report if you're going to stay in through Thursday and play the earnings. Stronger than expected earnings, and it should fly like it did last time. So fingers crossed on this one. But the chart is good. Nothing wrong with the chart.
You know, the question is, and it's, I guess, none of us have an answer, so we'll call it a rhetorical question. Since there hasn't been a big run-up before earnings, are we going to expect a run-up after earnings or just another fall apart like we've been seeing in general?
Last quarter, it did the same thing. It did not run before earnings, and it ran after earnings.
Did it run or did it go down? I'm trying to understand what that.
It went up after earnings.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how long
that was 3
up.
months ago. I have the memory of a goldfish. So
I don't know how long it stayed up though.
Well, let's see how far back earnings was. That was August. So it would be sometime in June. Yeah, okay. It's right around in there.
Yeah. Anyway, where are the options
Actually,
on this?
okay.
I wanted to look at the options. I forget where they are.
So Omar thinks if it goes to 18, it'll just continue up to 21. That makes sense.
Maybe.
Well, none of us know what we're talking about, as we've been told many times.
We know as much as any analyst on Wall Street, which is so that both statements are true. So both statements are true in this case.
Yes, and Omar, we think that the earnings can be good. That's the hope.
Where do I go? Yeah. I'll look at the options at August 20th and see what strategies we can come up with here.
Mhm.
Okay, here they are. Oh, hell. Okay, so this is the 17 strike, this is the 18 strike. So if we own the stock and we want to write the 18s, we could get 65 cents per share. And if we want to write the puts, the 16 puts, wait a second, these are the puts, and the calls are on the left. So the calls on the left, no, those were the calls. The puts, I'm very confused with the calls and the puts. These are all calls. So how do I see the puts?
Yes, you gotta click on the straddle.
Show straddle. Now I see them both. Okay. All right, so let's do the math. These are the August 17 puts. We don't want them. August 16 puts, 92 cents. So we can get 92 cents a share for the 16s if we write them. And if on the 18 call, we can get 65 cents. That's interesting. That is interesting. So we can get a total of 65 and 92 is $1.57. And basically, if it goes below 16, we're required to buy the shares. And if it goes above 18, we're required to relinquish shares. But if it closes anywhere between 16 and 18, on August 20th, we keep the premium.
You keep the premium.
That might not be a bad spread or straddle, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's review that. 92 cents on the 16 put, and on the 18 call, 65 cents, for a total of $1.57. So you can make $1.57 per share. Percentage-wise, on a $16.50 stock, making $1.57 is pretty good money, isn't it? It's almost 10%.
There you go.
So you can make almost 10%, provided you don't have to relinquish or buy stock. In other words, if it closes anywhere between 16 and 18, that's not bad odds. Kind of like that.
That there's going to be no move, essentially, is what you're saying. They're just going to buy the premium.
There could be any kind of move you like, but August 20th, it's got to be between 16 and 18.
Okay.
So if it moves to 20, if it comes back to below 18, you're good. Sure, what happens on Thursday doesn't matter. What matters is August 20th.
Right.
August 20th is what matters, not August 5th. So I don't know. I think it's a good play. What do you think? Make close to 10% on your money. You're betting that it comes out that it's somewhere between 16 and 18 on August 20th.
Well, actually, it looks, if we have a situation which we're talking about, let's say a run up just after earnings and then some sort of sobering by the 20th, then you could actually do pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's quite possible. It could run to 20, 19 and change, come back below 18, and you collect the full premium, 10%, 9%. Not terrible. The stock is trading at $16.50, and we said we're getting like $1.60 or so, right? In premium.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of like that strategy.
Yeah, the basic idea is that everybody's expecting some volatility on the stock, which is why.
I mean, there's a million strategies. There's a million strategies you can think of. That's just one of them in the naked city.
Right. We have a lot of people who want to talk about VBIV.
Oh, okay. Professor Omar is asking about the VBIV. He says it looks good now.
Yeah, and a couple other people like Kamal were actually interested in that discussion. So we could join their discussion instead of them joining us.
No, I think we'll merge discussions.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, we will merge discussions.
Merge discussions.
And Arjun isn't here to.
All of that what interesting to me, considering COVID is in the news. COVID is making it's roaring its ugly head again.
And
COVID plays in general especially for insurance, nothing else.
So why isn't this a $10 stock?
VBI missed revenue.
Let's see.
$3.12, up 9 cents or 3% on the day.
There you go.
Yeah, not a bad move.
Good thing it meant us.
All right. Well, we're on this new trend line that I drew recently. Notice it loads the chart and then it decides to reload it. It seems to be doing that.
Yes, that happens. So Dan's going to buy himself some champagne if Bcrx hits 21.
I think
he's probably the only one sitting in his room right now.
I think a magnum of champagne is in order.
At 21, yeah, I'd be very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we are holding trend, Professor Omar. So, and we're moving the nice upward trend line. We're holding it, but we got to pass the 200, which is resistance. So we got to get past that 200 mark. The recent old high was 320. So we take out 320, then you got the 100 to ward off. You got some resistance up above.
So long road to hoe.
Yeah, and actually we have some resistance. But it's going in the right direction. I can see it continuing to trade between the 200 and this trend line easily, up and back. So I don't see any big moves, but it's heading in the right direction. Definitely.
And Professor Omar is going to call this a double bottom. I'll take that.
Well, let's see.
I'll buy that, baby.
We have a low of 283 at 727. And we have a low on 715 of 284. 284 versus
Nah,
280. Yeah, that's close enough.
I'll buy that baby.
That's close enough. Let's look at. You want to look at ALBO?
Yeah, we might as well since we're on the Arjun train.
Okay, Arjun's train.
And then
Arjun,
we should look at this bank also, right?
We're co-opting your stocks for today.
We'll call it the
And
Underground Railroad.
Arjun, what's going on with this Alberio?
This is definitely the Underground Railroad right there. Because there was good earnings or something. There was good news. I think it was Padufa.
Yeah.
You know, you can't profit off of good news. God forbid.
Yeah. We've been forming a new base after it collapsed, just like we did with VBIV.
Hmm.
The thing is, all these stocks are printing new highs on the year. ALBO is struggling to find a bottom. It's a little annoying if you're holding ALBO. But this is the situation. If you're holding ALBO, it looks like you pretty much found support. So that's the good news. And the bad news is you also found resistance. So
The same exact spot.
28, 25 to about 30 looks like the trading range. Narrow trading range for now on Alberio Pharma. We like it for the long term, but
yes,
for now we feel like it's opportunity lost. You could go elsewhere for your money.
His other one was OPHC, if you have any interest in it.
Let's not do that one. That's too upsetting.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Well, the next one that you have on your list is CRISPR.
That's also upsetting.
Then how about Penn?
I'll do it, CRISPR.
I have plenty of stocks. If you want to be happy, I have plenty of stocks. We could do we could do Amazon whenever you're upset. There's never a wrong time to talk about Amazon.
I once actually made money on this stock. Now I'm losing.
On CRISPR? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
See, that's a problem. I hold
Once
too long.
upon a time, my cash shifts. Now I'm just sitting there with losses.
I'm rubbing off on you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I know.
We're in a pretty
I think I'm rubbing off on everybody.
Pretty vicious downtrend. It may have put in a bottom here, though.
Yeah.
May have put in a bottom at 113 back on last week, July 27th, 2 weeks ago. And today it hit a low of 118.66 and bounced. And that line, I don't know, I guess I drew that line as support. Yeah. So that's one of my support areas. All right, but basically you have a Zoom channel going down, which is depressing to chart, but I'll do it. We're zooming down.
Well, did you make any money, Dan, or did you just bail?
What's that?
Dan said he sold a whole bunch on earnings.
Oh, yeah. Well, I made some money on this once upon a time, too, but not lately. I'm expecting that I will make money on this, but it's trying my nerves in the meanwhile.
Well, they're becoming long-term plays, just like I still own Codex from a million years ago.
Well, CRISPR, I'm okay with the long-term hold, so I'm okay with it. It may be trying to break out of this downward channel now. We'll give it a few more days if it can take out the 100. That would be encouraging. I like CRISPR, I like the gene editing place. There was one more I listed, BEAM.
Yeah, you did that.
Another gene editing play. We'll look at that. Up for a change. I like the ones that are up as opposed to down. Talking about a double bottom, this one just seems to have that. Draw, horizontal.
I don't even know what TDOC is.
Just looking at it from a glance, you can see that double bottom. So we do have a double bottom at 82.61 and at 82.37. So maybe the bottom is in on beam. It's behaving pretty well. It bounced off that $82 level nicely. Will it once again challenge the highs at 138? You know, probably it will as gene editing gets hot again. But first, it's got to take out, first things first, it's got to take out that 101 mark. And then there's no reason why it can't. Right now, we're in a new trading range, $82 to 100. That's the new trading range here. We're trading in the middle of that trading range. So this is one to watch, maybe one to own. Look at the tremendous run it had earlier. Had a tremendous run. From 56.34 just a few months ago to the high of 138. Very nice run. It's exciting stock along with CRISPR, Editas, and Telia. Like the group, Vertex, throw Vertex into that group. What else have we got? NSAVE.
Yeah, we have a couple that people want to talk about. People want to talk about Dermatech, SESN. TDOC actually has an interesting chart we should look at. So yeah, let's look at NSAVE first.
NSAVE, when it was a nickel, and Jackie pointed it out to us, I said it'll probably go to 10 cents.
And it did.
And it did.
It actually went up close. It did hit 15 at some point.
Wow. When are they going to become live in terms of the trading platform?
Everybody's looking forward to the 9th.
The 9th of August. It might have another bounce in it.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
It came down to the 9 and come back a little bit today. It was low as 7 cents today. Now it's 9 cents. You know, it's a big jump from 7 cents to 9 cents. You know, people don't realize that, but that's a huge jump. So this is an interesting one. If you like pennies, this one is live, heavy volume. Everyone's talking about it. A little excitement.
Yeah.
On August 9th, it could be 25 cents and then disappear after that. Why not? There's no telling. There's really no telling with these pennies.
Right, exactly.
What they're going to do.
Well, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it before the 9th just to talk about it.
Yeah. We got to keep our eye on that one.
Did you want to do a TDOC, TDOC?
We could do that. Or we could do DRIO, which is in the same family. DRIO is another one.
Yeah, but there may be a little opportunity in TDOC from what I'm seeing.
You know something? I'm going to start JMIA just for jiggly.
Okay.
Jiggly, this one's for you. The Amazon of Africa.
Yeah, son of Africa.
We are at close to the bottom. It put in a tremendous bottom on May 11th. It put in a low of $17 or so, 17.90, and we're getting close to that again. But this is a nice spot to stop right where it is now. Jiggly, it's tough to pick the spot to where a stock stops going down and starts going up. But you know Dr. J likes the middle of these very big green candles.
Yeah.
So somewhere around here would be my spot. And lo and behold, where are we, Jiggly?
Yeah.
Right about the middle of that green candle. So I think this is an ideal spot to buy. And, you know, what have you got to lose? For a swing trade or even a long-term trade, you can just give up the ghost if it crosses 1790. Say, okay, I lost. It's 4 points. It's 4 points off of 21. It's less than 20%, but it's more than 15. But you got a tremendous opportunity to come back and test the highs back here at $32. So I think you could be looking at a 10-point move versus 4-point loss.
Jiggly's thinking he has enough money in this guy. He doesn't want to throw good money after bad. So then just wait.
I'm not telling him to.
Yeah. Then just wait, Jiggly. Just you'll get some of your money back.
Yeah, you might. FSR was a deception for me. I prefer LI.
Yeah.
So,
Kamal's looking for FSR.
I'm not sure which of the Kamal FSR. Kamal, this one's for you, FSR.
Yeah, you got to do TDOC for Dan at some point, just because he's been asking for it.
What are we going
Sean,
to do?
I mean. TDOC. Yeah, tell Doc.
We'll do TDOC. Fine, we'll do that one too.
Yeah, no, there's actually some, I'm looking at the chart and I'm actually liking what I see, but I could be wrong.
Well, it looks like it's it's testing the bottom here, FSR. We made a bottom right here at 1448. If it goes below that bottom, you're out. So this is really a Professor Omar swing trade. This is ideal Professor Omar swing trade. Professor Omar, you're risking very little. If you turns around, you make a lot. Is this your style of swing? Check with Professor Omar on this one. He did say he prefers LI, but this looks like a nice chart for a swing trade. Neo is probably one to stay away from, only because I've been bitten too many times by these Chinese.
Yeah, I'm just going to ride that one for the next couple of years. Whatever I have, I'm just holding.
Down today, 3%, but it did come up a lot from the basement.
Right, that was after the whole.
From the basement, and they put in a very nice low here. So
you're still on Novavax. Every week you talk about it.
Novavax?
Yeah, well, we could do that also. I'll put it on the list.
Okay.
But Montes has been talking about it week after week.
38.76. Very nice low.
Lee's a Chinese electric vehicle maker. Come on.
Yeah, Neo. I like Neo the best of them, but I like the concept of battery swapping. And it's been really behaving nicely. It just pulled back to the 9-day and it looks like it found support there, bounced off of it. Looks pretty good. Let's look at
TDOC.
TDOC. TDOC is 151 up a buck, and it came back down from a high 175. Not a big collapse, you know. I think this TDOC phenomenon isn't going away, even if COVID goes away. I think it's here to stay. What do you think, Professor Spike?
As a concept, I definitely think that anything to make doctors do less work is going to be something that they're going to be up for.
Oh,
so now we could actually have them. We could actually have them doing their jobs without touching patients.
Is that a cynical? Is that a cynical point of view?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking at some of these bottoms. It looks like if you look at some of these bottoms, there's an upward trend on these bottoms. Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. This we have a higher low from this low of 142 to the recent low of I don't know what.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at that low. That was. I figured if I was going to buy this, I would jump in the middle of that green handle right there.
I agree. Right about here.
Yeah.
The upper middle. Right about there coincides with this low of 142.36. So if you're looking for an entry point, that looks like a pretty good spot, 142.50, something like that. That's way below where we're trading now.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a savings.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wild stock. It's got big swings.
Sean said Kathy Wood bought some of this last week.
Kathy Wood bought. I like Kathy. I want to date her.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to do everything she says.
Do you think she'd go out with me?
Yes, I do. I think she'd go for a drink with you. You'd have a nice time.
Yeah, I like her. Strictly on an intellectual basis.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Talk stocks and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What did we talk about? We were talking about Novavax. If you wanted to discuss it.
Novavax.
And we were talking, and vaccine. We were talking about going forward. If you wanted to discuss either VFF or Penn before we close out the show.
Okay. Novavax is another vaccine maker, but they are, I think they're approved in Canada or something.
Yes,
I don't really know where they are in terms of approval, but they're supposed to be one of the top three.
I'll read what Mantis says. He says you'll have your opportunity on Novavax at the end of the week. Earnings will be met with disappointment, but it will be your opportunity because they're not authorized yet. So that, again, is not our opinion, nor is it anybody else's opinion. It's an opinion, not advice, but at least it's something out there that people are saying.
As always, everyone should do their own due diligence because our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And people should check with an advisor before acting. And they should definitely subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so they know when the hell we're going to be on. Because we don't know when the hell we're going to be on. And
it's true.
Also, we appreciate thumbs up.
So what do you see here?
This one, I like it because I like the sector. I like the vaccine makers. And we definitely have support at a very key low, whatever that is, because it's flashing off on me. 168 maybe. 168 looks like a very key low. If it goes below that, then you're looking at support at the middle of this green candle, the top of this high, like 157. But I'm liking 168 for support. You also have another key low just above that at about 172. So you have a lot of support, and the sky is the limit on these vaccine makers. We're going to need lots of vaccine to fight the Delta variant. I think everyone in the United States
and
America,
epsilon and all the letters
you know what
afterward.
I think everyone's going to get the Delta variant, whether it's a sniffle or worse, but I think everyone's going to get it. It's unbelievably contagious, whether you're vaccinated or not.
Well, yeah, you'll at least carry it, perhaps.
Yeah, you won't know you have it.
I'm figuring in all of this time I've been exposed and then got over it in all of this time. I did go to a couple of Met games.
Right. I think the Delta variant is so catchy, with, for lack of a better, transmutable, whatever the right word is, that everyone's going to get it in some form or another. The vaccinated won't know they have it, or they'll get it mild. The unvaccinated wind up in the hospital in greater numbers. But I think vaccinated or not, we're likely to get this one. So this is after this, maybe it'll die out. I think we're due for one more surge with this Delta variant. And after that, the world will survive. I think we'll get rid of COVID.
Well, they have been talking about epsilon, but I don't think epsilon is as big a deal.
Epsilon.
There are plenty of Greek letters left after epsilon.
Lambda. I've heard of lambda.
Already, lambda.
I don't know. There's a lot of Greek letters, but delta is
right. We have time for about one or two more, so I'm going to make it a Dr. J's choice.
Okay.
VFF, Penn, Dermatech, or SESN. Round and round she goes. Penn.
Well, we seem to have leveled. We definitely put in a low finally.
A lot of people are crying about this because they were in the 90s or in the hundreds.
Right. This was definitely
it's really decayed since then.
It was definitely a falling knife, and it's finally found its bottom, which is good. So now you could go in. Probably. Maybe. I mean, it's falling again, but I don't think it. I think it's going to hold the recent low. Which is at $63. It's really a tough stock to own, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's even tougher to own this than DraftKings.
You might be okay with it, but there's so many others. There's so many others that might be better than why bother?
Well, I mean, the thing about this is when people go to the bars. This is Barstool, right? So when people go to the bars and watch sports, and they have those games and stuff, they may, things might turn around in the fall.
Your new trading range: $75 on the upside, $63 on the downside.
That's a nice swing.
Yeah. All right. We got one more.
We got one more.
What should I do?
Do you want to do Dermatech, since you've been talking about it?
I don't care.
Yeah, let's do Dermatech.
I own Dermatech. So
that used to be one of your favorites, and then it's fallen out of favor for obvious reasons.
Now it's one of my least favorites.
Yeah. I actually just bailed a bunch because I couldn't take it anymore.
It's very difficult to take it. I know, I'm in it. Well, it's trying to hold this support line right here, and it's been fighting it, 32.15 area, it's been fighting to hold it, and so far it's holding. If it makes a clear break at 32.15, I'd probably just give up.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's fighting for dear life. So that's it for today. We did a good job going over a lot of stuff. I hope we went over what you were looking for. And Professor Omar has a final say. Professor Omar, I am risking DMTK in solidarity with Dr. J. I went in around 32. Okay, solidarity it is. That's the theme for today, solidarity.
Yes.
Adios, amigos. Hasta luego. Shalom. Au revoir.
Have a good rest of the week.
Absolutely. Happy trading until we meet again. That's where Roger said.
Until we meet again. Happy trails.
Yeah.